I understood something.
The principle is the same. Whether it's the 504 English book, or the movies I paused 10,000 times, or the mirror I stood in front of for years.
It's all callousing. Suffering. That's a heavy word. I learned it not from a book, but from standing in that bathroom. From the mornings when my mouth wouldn't cooperate. From the days when I wanted to quit and didn't.
The book says you have to suffer. You have to embrace the discomfort. I didn't want to hear that. I wanted there to be a shortcut, a hack, a secret that would make it easy. But there isn't. Suffering is just staying in the discomfort. It's choosing the book over the phone. It's standing in front of the mirror when your reflection is disappearing behind the steam. It's pausing the movie for the 1,000th time to write down one word. You know that moment when your alarm goes off and your body says no and you get up anyway? That specific feeling of moving through resistance, that's the suffering the book means. Not dramatic, not heroic, just the small friction of choosing the hard thing when the easy thing is right there. The book talks about the cookie jar, reaching back for past wins. After 500 books, my cookie jar is full. I have the 504 English book, finished. The first movie I watched without subtitles. I cried, by the way. Understood everything. Sat there in the dark with tears on my face because for the first time, the words weren't noise. The first conversation where I didn't pause, where the words came out and I didn't have to chase them. The person laughed at something I said. I laughed too, not at myself, with them. That was new. The first dream in English. Woke up and realized I'd crossed something without noticing. My brain had been practicing while I slept. The first children's book I finished. Pictures on every page. Simple words. But I finished it. Closed the cover and thought, that was a book. I read a book. The 500th book. 10 years later. Same game, same mirror, same pause button. But different brain. You know what I used to say? For years I said, I am reading 500 books. Sounds like I'm still reading them, all at once, like Atlas holding up a library. Makes no sense, right? It made the work feel endless, like I'd never arrive. Present perfect. I have read 500 books. It's done, it's mine, it's in my cookie jar. Each book is a past win I can reach for when today feels hard. I have paused movies thousands of times. I have stood in front of that mirror for years. I have built a callus. Language isn't mastered. It's inhabited. You don't finish it. You just move into it. Make a home there. Let it become ordinary. That's the word, calloused. That's the phrase, cookie jar. That's the grammar, present perfect for things you've done. But honestly, I still mess it up sometimes. I want to stop here for a second. Not to teach you something, just to say, if you have stayed with me this long, you are already doing the thing. You are already showing up. That counts. That's the callus forming right now as you listen. You're here. You're still here. That's enough. That's always been enough. So here's what I want you to try. Today, one word. Not 10, not a list, one word. Open your phone. Open a notebook. Find one English word you don't know. Or one word you know but never use. Or one word you always mispronounce. Write it down. Then, and this is the hard part, stand in front of a mirror. Any mirror. Bathroom mirror, bedroom mirror, the camera on your phone counts. Say the word. Look at yourself saying it. Feel your mouth moving. Hear your voice. It's harder than it sounds. Staring at yourself while you struggle, watching your own mouth fail, that's the suffering the book talks about. That's the callus forming. Say it once. Say it twice. Say it until it doesn't feel like a stranger in your mouth. That's it. One word. One mirror, 1 minute. Tomorrow, do it again. Same word. See if it's easier. See if the callus is forming. Next week, add a second word. but only one new one. The rest of the week, practice both. Let them rub against your brain until they stop hurting. This is how I did it. Not with systems, not with apps, not with courses. One word, one mirror, one morning at a time. And here's the thing the book taught me. That word you're practicing, it's going in your cookie jar. One day, when you're struggling with a harder word, you'll reach back and remember, I learned that one. I can learn this one too. Try it today. And when you do, you might notice something. I noticed it last week. Last week. Conversation with someone. Normal conversation. Nothing important. And I said a word I've known for years. A simple word. Specific. Came out wrong. My mouth did that thing it still does sometimes. Went one way when the word needed to go another. I heard it as it left. Wrong. That feeling when you've said a word 10,000 times and it still betrays you? I felt that. Last week. 10 years in. 10 years in, and the struggle still visits. It just doesn't live here anymore. But here's what's different now. My brain is calloused. That moment of mispronouncing, it used to ruin my whole day. I'd spiral, think about it for hours, wonder if I'd ever really learn. Now it's just a moment. I notice it, feel the old shame knocking, and then I reach into my cookie jar. The first movie without subtitles, the dream in English, the 500 books. And I remember, this is just one word, one moment. I've survived thousands of them. I'll survive this one too. The book talks about the 40% rule. When your mind says you're done, you're only at 40%. Last week, when that word came out wrong, my mind said, see, you're not there yet. You'll never be there. But I knew that was just the 40% talking. The 60% that kept me standing in that bathroom on day 14, that part knew the truth. One wrong word doesn't erase 10 years. So why am I still here? Why, after 10 years, after 500 books, after thousands of hours, why do I still pause movies when I hear something new? Why do I still sometimes feel a little insecure in certain conversations? Because language is an ocean. It never ends. You don't finish English. You just get better at swimming. Some days the water is calm. Some days it's rough. Some days you swallow water and cough and feel like you're drowning. But you've been in the ocean long enough to know drowning feelings pass. You float. You tread water. You keep moving. Not because you're strong, because you're still here. The book says, stay hard. For me, that means stay when no one's watching. Stay when the word comes out wrong. Stay when quitting sits on the edge of your sink and asks what the point is. You made it. You stayed with me through this whole story. And that was enough. Just staying. We've shared something real here. The struggle, the small wins, the words that still come out wrong sometimes. You're stronger than when you started this video. One word stronger. One mirror moment stronger. One day closer to the person you're becoming. If you're learning English, and if that journey is changing you, testing you, growing you, you're in the right place. We don't do fake motivation here. We do real struggle, real progress, real honesty. Growth. Together. Same ocean. You belong. That book, in order to Proof of the Long Game. I picked it up this morning, actually, before writing this. Felt its weight, remembered the first day I opened it, and thought, pointless. And I laughed, because that word, pointless, was the point. Every single word felt pointless until enough of them stacked up to mean something. That's the cookie jar. Not one big moment, hundreds of small ones, thousands, millions. I shared my story. Now I'm curious about yours. I wonder what the ocean looks like from where you are. Not your English level, not your progress, not your mistakes, just where are you standing right now? What's the weather like in your language journey today? Is it calm, stormy, foggy? Is the sun just starting to break through? I just want to know, because we're all in the same ocean. Different shores maybe, different waves, but the same water. Same ocean,
See you in the next one.